so we know in 2021 there was not a combine, and he didn't have this standardized testing data. And the Eagles had probably their best draft of like the past 5 years, right? I mean, Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, Milton Williams. Now, obviously, they were drafting high in the first round, high in the second round. I get all that, but
You think they were high when they were drafting?
my question to you is that if there was not a combine the following year, okay, 2022, would they still have drafted Jordan Davis? Or do you think that because
interesting.
And I ask that because that's someone. Look, he was like the top defensive lineman in college football that year, right? But that combine showed how freakish of an athlete he was. And perhaps if you were just going based on film, you wouldn't talk yourself as much into the pass rushing upside. And conversely, when you have someone like Kyle Hamilton, who now I understand they're not going to prioritize safety the same way they did the defensive tackle. But Kyle Hamilton, who is like a special talent for Notre Dame, you know, and you saw all the draft rankings based on film, he's up there as like a top 5 player. But you're saying, do you really want to draft a 4.63 safety in the first round, right? I think that's what it was. That's a roundabout way of saying if you didn't have combine testing, do you think the 2022 draft will look different?
Probably so. But I mean, they had athletic testing data on the guys in 2021
from pro days, which are notoriously like
sure, but it's a little. I mean,
Yeah.
you maybe devalue it a little bit, but you still get the information.
But so like for instance, Devontae Smith, they didn't draft him based on athletic testing,
Right.
Yeah.
I think you're right that Jordan Davis's value maybe went up a little bit too much based off that testing data, but also it's important to know that like this guy has these traits in his body that are different than anybody at that size in recent history. It's like anything. Like I think more information is good, but sometimes you can sort of twist yourself into pretzels trying to overvalue different things. I do think that there's like a prospect fatigue thing that happens, like with Kyle Hamilton it happened. We talked about it a lot with Penei Sewell, remember? Sure. It's like this guy was supposed to be the very best tackle we've seen in a while, and then all of a sudden he slips to 6 for whatever reason. I feel like that's happening a little bit with Marvin Harrison right now.
Well, that's a big mistake if it is, but yeah.
And like I just think there are some guys like that where they're in the you poke holes for so long that maybe it gets a little bit silly.
We all silly like the mayor.